Salve a tutti, siamo qui nel nuovo episodio di Dragon Age Inquisition. Siamo pronti ad affrontare Alexius. Facciamola finita, siete qui da solo perché l'avete fatta e pagherete. Facciamola finita.
It's over, Alexius.
So it is. I knew you would appear again. Not that it would be now, but I knew I hadn't destroyed you. My final failure.
Was it worth it? Everything you did to the world, to yourself.
It doesn't matter now. All we can do is wait for the end.
Mi aspettavo di combattere, possiamo rimediare la fine. Mi aspettavo di
I'll
combattere.
admit, I expected a bit more fight out of you.
Alas, I am not the foe you remember. All that I fought for, all that I betrayed, and what have I wrought? Ruin and death, that is nothing else. The Elder One comes for me, for you, for us all. Felix.
That's Felix. Maker's breath, Alexius. What have you done?
He would have died, Dorian. I saved him. Please, don't hurt my son. I'll do anything you ask.
Dateci l'amuleto.
Hand over the amulet and we let him go.
Let him go and I swear you'll get what you want.
I want the world back.
Qualunque scelta comunque Liliana l'avrebbe ucciso, quindi era opzionale. Oh, come sono lento! Dove sei? Ok. Chiudiamo lo squarcio. E torniamo da Alexius. Ah! Mi becca sempre con questa lentezza. Partiti a fare, vieni qua. Ok. E andiamo a finire una volta per tutte Alexius. Ma che ci facevate stare qui?
He wanted to die, didn't he? All those lies he told himself, the justifications. He lost Felix long ago. Didn't even notice. Oh, Alexius.
Possiamo ancora aiutarlo? Voglio solo tornare a
How
casa.
do we reverse the spell?
This is the same amulet he used before. I think it's the same one we made in Minrathous. That's a relief. Give me an hour to work out the spell he used, and I should be able to reopen the rift.
An hour? That's impossible! You must go now! The Elder One.
Frig. That's how I won. How it won. If you could make it right, make it never happen, I'll fight. We'll fight.
Farina non c'è un altro modo. Non vi lascerò morire.
No. I won't let you commit suicide.
Look at us. We're already dead. The only way we live is if this day never comes. Cast your spell.
Fondamentalmente si vanno a sacrificare per permetterci a noi di tornare indietro.
Though darkness closes, I am shielded by flame. Andraste, guide me. Maker, take me to your side.
You move, and we all die! You'll have to do better than that.
Per voi è finita.
You failed, Alexius. How forgiving is your Elder One?
You won. There is no point extending this charade. Felix.
It's going to be all right, Father.
You'll die.
Everyone dies.
Well, I'm glad that's over with. Or not.
Grand Enchanter, we'd like to discuss your abuse of our hospitality.
Your Majesties.
When we offered the Major Sanctuary, we did not give them the right to drive our people from their homes.
King Alistair, Queen Anora, I assure you, we never intended...
In light of your actions, good intentions are no longer enough.
You and your followers have worn out your welcome. Leave Ferelden, or we'll be forced to make you leave.
But we have hundreds who need protection.
E venite da noi, venite da noi, Vi offriamo protezione, a noi servono, verrete con noi.
You'll be leaving here with the Inquisition.
And what are the terms of this arrangement?
Hopefully better than what Alexius gave you. The Inquisition is better than that, yes?
I suggest conscripting them. They've proven what they'll do given too much freedom.
After this, stick them up a tower.
It seems we have little choice but to accept whatever you offer.
Arruola maghi ribelli al servizio dell'Inquisizione, offre un'alleanza maghi. Fondamentalmente sarebbe più giusto un'alleanza maghi, però fondamentalmente la magia è molto pericolosa, quindi bisognerebbe tenerla più sotto controllo e
You will
quindi
surrender yourselves as prisoners and conscripts of the Inquisition.
bisogna
We
metterli
shouldn't have accepted the Magister's help, I know, but
The sky has been
a un
torn open.
controllo migliore.
We are all in immediate danger. There is no room for failure now. We cannot close the breach without you. But we
Non
will
è che
demand
poi
to
cambia
trust you.
nulla a livello di
If the
gameplay.
Inquisition wants the mages, it can have them. We want them gone by sundown tomorrow.
then we have no choice but to surrender to the Inquisition. I'll go prepare for the journey to Haven. The breach will be closed. We must do what we can to restore peace to a world that sorely needs it.
Perfetto. E con questo abbiamo sconfitto Alexius. Fondamentalmente riapparirà dopo nella seconda parte del gioco, ma ve lo dirò al momento opportuno.
Have suffered enough. Why continue to mistreat them?
It is not mistreating them to take reasonable precautions.
Whatever you call it, the situation with the mages is unstable and likely to deteriorate, just as the circles did.
What did you think we were doing? Taking the mages prisoner?
Allora, si sono alleati con il nemico.
Alexius serves whoever opened the breach, and the rebels joined his army. They are a captive enemy force.
They didn't have a choice. It was Alexius or death. How could you go along with this, Cassandra?
At the time, I had no better solution. I don't suppose you have one now. The sole point of the Herald's mission was to gain the mage's aid, and that was accomplished.
The voice of pragmatism speaks. And here I was, just starting to enjoy the circular arguments.
Closing the breach is all that matters.
Servirà l'Irium e posso aiutare.
Closing the breach will require a lot of magic, and that means lyrium. I have contacts who can help.
Contacts meaning smugglers? Send them word. We need every advantage.
We have legitimate lyrium supply lines already.
And they don't need to hear of this.
Keep it under the table, and I'll do what I can to quiet rumors.
We should look into the things you saw in this dark future. The assassination of Empress Celine. A demon army.
Sounds like something a Tevinter cult might do. Orlais falls, the Imperium rises. Chaos for everyone.
One battle at a time. It's going to take time to organize our troops and the mage recruits. Let's take this to the war room. Join us. None of this means anything without your mark, after all.
Ci sarò sì che ci sarò.
Of course.
Meet us there when you're ready.
I'll skip the War Council, but I would like to see this breach up close, if you don't mind.
Then you're staying.
Oh, didn't I mention? The South is so charming and rustic. I adore it to little pieces.
Dorian si unirà all'Inquisizione, ti terremo d'occhio, sono felice che tu rimanga, non voglio. Allora, tu vuoi
I
restare?
admit, I'm surprised.
We both saw what could happen, what this Elder One and his cult are trying to do. Not everything from Tevinter is terrible. Some of us have fought for eons against this sort of madness. It's my duty to stand with you. That future will not come to pass.
Ti terremo d'occhio.
Stay if you must, but you'll be watched.
Watch away. I have nothing to hide, and evidently plenty to prove.
I'll begin preparations to march on the summit. Make her willing, the mages will be enough to grant us victory.
Perfetto. E con questo abbiamo reclutato anche Dorian. Ora ne rimane uno solo da reclutare.
The Inquisition appreciates your assistance in this matter.
Allora, prima di tutto vediamo se c'è qualche cosa qui. Niente, ok. Allora parliamo un attimo con Josephine.
Ambassador. The Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
I'll take my leave. Good day.
Who was she, Ambassador?
A merchant. I thought we should reach out to the dwarves to secure lyrium for the Inquisition's mages. According to Lady Corpin, it raised the ire of the Chantry.
Va bene.
Access to lyrium makes us rather more formidable than anticipated. We are becoming a challenge.
E ancora non è nulla.
Sadly, the remaining Grand Clerics appear to be consolidating the Chantry's power instead of comforting the masses.
È così da anni.
Mage circles started falling years ago. The Chantry was troubled even before the Divine's murder.
Yet many people continue to bear it great love. We will not benefit from its decline. Little but the Chantry ties Orlais, Nevarra, Ferelden, Antiva, and even Rivain to a common cause.
Has the Chantry truly promoted such peace?
Andraste's chant is familiar across kingdoms, a source of many shared customs. That is the crucial point. Common ground is the start of all negotiations.
Magari fosse così facile.
So if everyone listens to the chant, things will be smooth as silk.
I did say commonality is merely a beginning, but it's an important one. We must learn to think beyond our own wants, to secure peace in Thedas.
Mi dà il cuore. No, io c'ho Cassandra. Ti piace pensare in grande?
Steer the history of the world, Ambassador Montilier.
I believe the Inquisition is already charting that course. Which brings me to a question, if you have a moment. The remaining Grand Clerics sent a missive inquiring about the events at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. They demand to know whether the Inquisition officially claims that Andraste saved you from the breach. If it were up to you, how would you reply?
E tu?
Will my answer change your reply to the Chantry?
If Leliana, Cassandra Cullen, and I could agree on our official stance, I could answer that. We should decide soon. The revered mothers don't seem to know what to make of you.
Andraste non c'entra, non lo so. Devo essere sincero, non lo so.
I don't know if a miracle from Andraste saved me any more than they do.
Yet as rumors your Andraste's herald grow, the Grand Clerics may not believe such a humble reply. A difficult situation, and I thank you for your answer. A good day to you.
Perfetto. Ok, allora un attimo al tavolo di guerra. Controlliamo se c'è qualche missione. Allora, cosa abbiamo qua? Cullen. Leno, quindi Josephine, ok. Di qua c'è... Oh, abbiamo missione anche di qua. E qui ci si manderà Leliana, perfetto. Questa è la missione particolare, ma non si fa al momento. È una delle missioni, diciamo, più importanti, quella che cambierà un po' tutto il gioco, ma non la faremo a questo momento. Allora, qui abbiamo da parlare ora con Dorian e poi c'era anche da parlare con il Toro di Ferro. Ecco Dorian.
Put a leash on the rebel mages, I see. Interesting how they seem to like the idea. As if it's a relief to be penned in again.
Disapprovi?
I take it you don't agree.
Not my place to disagree, is it? It just seems like you're repeating history. It all depends on what you do with these mages later. No guarantee you'll throw them back into circles again, I suppose. I mean, unless you're as thick as you've seen. Which would be sad, really.
Indaghiamo, hai visto Alexius?
Have you gone to see Alexius yet? He's in the cells.
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent, broken. Not the man I remember, nor the one I want to. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. I wonder if there's any chance they'll show him mercy. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake. I can't help hoping there's something left of the man I once knew.
Parliamo ancora con lui.
Related? Oh, not first cousins or anything like that. Can you imagine? You're a Trevelyan, however, and somewhere in dank nethers of my family tree, there was also a Trevelyan. Perhaps he was even the one who ventured to Ostwick to establish the branch. We are talking long ago, of course.
Come fai a
You
saperlo?
know that off the top of your head.
Not the top. Maybe the lower middle or thereabouts. Bloodlines are serious business in Tevinter. You're taught lessons and tested by strict nannies. I heard your family mentioned, and I had to go through all the old mnemonics, but yes, there it is. I knew there was a reason we looked so much alike.
No. Buono a
Something new
sapersi.
every day.
Nice, isn't it? Like being at a quality library, provided you're not the one stocking the shelves.
Indaghiamo. Parlami dell'impero.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes, everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated by it. Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over Minrathous. That's madness. All right, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have wings. I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
Indaghiamo. La schiavitù.
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery. It's the center of the slave trade.
Ah, that is true.
And? Did you have slaves?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, I never thought much about it until I came south. Back home, it's how it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
Dunque approvi?
You think slaves like it that way? Don't be ridiculous.
I didn't say they like it. It's all most of them know. In the south, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out. Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family. Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
Almeno qui sono
At
liberi.
least they're free. They don't have slavery forced on them.
You think people choose to be poor and oppressed? I doubt it. I don't know what it's like to be a slave, true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter excess is the norm.
Indaghiamo. La magia del sangue è comune?
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all.
That's what any magister would tell you. They'd be convincingly offended by the notion too. Of course, what people call blood magic here and what we consider blood magic are two different things.
Per voi cos'è?
What's considered actual blood magic in Tevinter?
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm? The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need more. That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. None of that is done. Not officially. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Real blood magic can give you an edge, a leg up against your opponents. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
I Templari?
I think the Templars would object.
I imagine they did, long ago. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient. Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. Most of them probably innocent.
Nessuno si
There
oppone?
must be some mages who oppose this.
Of course. I do. And I'm not entirely alone. Occasionally, there'll be a magister who makes noise. And then the reform talk begins. All very patriotic. Meanwhile, that Magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are, surprise, it's learned he was a Maleficar all along. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
Indaghiamo. Comandano i maghi?
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
I find it strange that your mages don't rule anything at all. Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules. That magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
Il Magisterium?
What is the Magisterium exactly?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All majors now. It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage.
Cosa sei allora?
If you're not a Magister, then what are you called? No special title?
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a Magister, depending on who you ask.
Un Altus sarebbe?
Never heard of an Altus.
Upper class. Those families who trace descent from the Dreamers, the first prophets of the old gods. If you're a mage and you're not Altus, then you're later, lower class. If you're not a mage at all, you're Soperati. That's everyone else. We do love our fancy words.
Allora, vorrei chiedere qualche altra cosa. È tutto.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
Basta così.
I should go.
Naturally.
Ok, continueremo a parlare con Dorian nel prossimo episodio. Detto questo, salve a tutti!